Hi, my name is Melanie, and welcome. I'm going to discuss buying a car in 2026. Most people are buying cars all wrong, and it costs them money and peace of mind. Today, I'm going to show you a simple path to dodge the pitfalls. You want a car that fits your budget and not empty out your wallet. Here's what you'll get today with this segment. You, the buyer of 2026, you're just the average day buyer looking for a deal. I know the pain you feel looking at the numbers online, you're doing your research there, you're worried about the shady deals that you've dealt with in the past, and then there's that sticker shock when you go down to the dealership. Today, we're going to talk about 3 easy steps to buying smarter in 2026. I want you to know you are not alone in this journey. I just recently purchased a vehicle myself in the last 30 days. I help others when they want to save money in other areas of their life, and I've purchased many cars in the past. So I know how it feels to be overwhelmed. And when you're feeling confident, you want to buy. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, you don't feel so confident when you walk in there to buy a car. So today, we want to make sure you avoid sneaky fees and focus on positive outcomes when you go to purchase this car. There are 3 key areas that we're going to address today. Stop chasing the lowest sticker price. Start thinking total cost of ownership. And the third point I want you to think about is build a simple plan for purchasing this new car or either a used car. I have helped other family members who were starting to purchase their first vehicle, and I know how stressful it can be. So, before the end of this segment, you will be a solid person who knows how to do research and move on to buy that car. So, don't focus on the sticker price. That's what everybody does. You want to look at total cost of ownership, which we will call TCO in this segment. And also, you got to look at the fact of all the uh, actions surrounding the purchase of a car. There's financing, there's insurance, there's maintenance, and depreciation. And people tend to ignore the long term costs, like things that go past the warranty, the first 36 months with some cars, or it might be some cars have a 10-year warranty on specific components of the vehicle. So I want you to take this time and shift your mind into thinking TCO, total cost of ownership. And I want you to think about when you're strategizing this purchase, what is my 5-year cost going to look like? And point number 3, deals can feel risky and rushed. So when you go to the car dealership, You have to be careful that you're not being taken away with so many flashy things like the newest models, the colors, and all these other things. You need to stay calm and have a step by step plan. And then you get into that pros and cons portion of your decision making. And then you can decide, hey, I'm getting closer to making my decision about purchasing a car. Okay, so let's take our first big point. People go to the dealership and they're like, they may have looked online and they may have seen a price or a commercial and they say, oh, they have this big sale. So I got to hurry up and get down there because that's the lowest sticker price. And they always advertise it. It may sound smart, but it's often a trap. So, what you don't want to do, it's my experience. When I bought my first car, I was caught up in that too years ago. I looked at a newspaper article, the little flyer that came in the mail. I said, oh, I'm going to get this car at this price. And it looks so nice and it has the tires. And I get there and it's not what's advertised. So don't get into that trap of looking at the lowest price because your total bill will not be that price. So, what does that mean? That means don't just look at the price. You have to look at the total cost. You want to pick a car that saves you money month after month. And are you tracking on looking at your month to month cost of ownership of a vehicle? I hope you are here with me on that. Okay, another key point we covered. This is number two. Let's look at the big picture. Like we said before, total cost of ownership, because that's going to be the theme. What is it going to cost me month to month and year to year? Maintenance is key. So imagine you have a car A, it costs less at the start, but it eats up your money month after month with gas and with inflation right now. That's the reality. Repairs and insurance. And insurance right now could be quite high depending on what insurance company you're dealing with. Then you have car B, and it costs a bit more upfront, but it saves you on gas and maintenance. So in the end, car B is up being cheaper after 5 years. So that's what I want you to start thinking. Total cost of ownership. What hidden cost that is not being discussed when I'm at the dealership that I need to think about before I get to the dealership and put a plan together and an analysis of how much it's going to cost me based on the type of vehicle, the model, the year, and looking at total cost of ownership. Because if you keep chasing a bargain, you will regret it later. But if you compare TCO, you'll have a big smile on your face. I know we're on the same sheet of music. And this is our third point that I addressed earlier. Stay calm and have a solid plan. So, I want to tell you about my experience of the last 40 days. I was I went to Enterprise, I rented various vehicles because I had to turn in my lease that I had purchased. The 3 years were up. So at this point, I said, hey, this gives me the opportunity to try different vehicles. And I went to other dealerships and I test drove other vehicles. It was a win win for me because I knew exactly what car I needed and I knew where to get the good deal. So you want to be in that situation where you could just walk into the dealership after you've test drove many vehicles, gone to different dealerships, and you know which place is the best place for you to purchase your car and which car is best for you. So you don't want to go too fast. You want to be careful and you want to look at hidden fees and any add ons. And if someone's trying to push you too much to buy fast, because this is not a purchase that you rush and do. You need to take your time and plan so you can be a winner. I know we're on the same sheet of music. So, what I want you to understand is don't ignore the total cost. This is what I did before I purchased my car. I looked online, I looked at what was on the different websites about the one vehicle that I was down to two vehicles that I really wanted. So I did a comparison of the VIN numbers. I found a program online where I could pay a little fee to do search on five vehicles. So I did that. So I want you to take your time and do the same thing. So you need to take your time and look at all the maintenance, the gas, how much it costs for gas, and how much it costs for insurance. Because I did that as well. I reached out to my insurance company and I discussed with them options about buying two different vehicles and how much the insurance would cost me and what if I want to stay in my lease, but get out of my lease and try something different. But at the end of the day, I bought a car. Not only did I save money, I got the best warranty package that I could get for the type of vehicle that I purchased. The price was higher than what I wanted, but in the end, I had the best warranty package. So I want you to come out a confident winner, just like I have came out of a winner on my purchase. You want to look at over the long term which vehicle is going to save me the most money that I really enjoy driving and is great on gas, insurance, and maintenance. So, if you do these steps, those three steps I talked about with you earlier, you'll go from feeling sold to feeling smart. And I want you to be a smart buyer. And you'll move from paying more on a car that shouldn't have a higher sticker price to paying a fair price and saving money over the years. You just need to be consistent with your research and asking the right questions and asking family members, your friends, people that you know at work. Take your time. So, what the first thing I want you to do, if you get ready to buy a car, this is the first thing I want you to do. Take 5 minutes today, jot down two cars you like, and get an estimate on a 5 year cost for each. And next, I want you to talk to a trusted friend or family member about your plan. So you don't just rush right down to the car dealership. I want you to take your time and breathe. And the final thing I want you to do after you've done all of that is subscribe for some more honest buying tips from me and share this with someone who needs it. And if you want more help, drop a comment. I will respond as soon as I can. Remember, buy smart by counting the real cost. Let's say it again so it sticks. I buy smart by counting the real cost. I want to thank you for joining me today. Click that like button and subscribe. I'll see you soon for my next cost saving tips on new topics coming your way. Thank you.